Welcome back to the Traders Network. I'm Michael Yorba, your host. Thanks for joining us. We're also streaming to you live on yorbamedia.com. All right, I have got a new guest on the show today. Ladies and gentlemen, these people are way ahead of the curve on what they do. They are in an industry that is multi-billion dollar in facets. This is Tom Kidrin, President, CEO, Worlds, Inc. Tom, welcome to the show. Thank you for showing up.
Thank you, Michael. Pleasure.
All right, mine too. Now, I know that you have several patents, and you're just going to dominate your industry sector. So enough of the suspension build. Give our audience a little background on you and what your company does and with these patents, what sector you're in, and then we'll walk down the path of what's going to happen in the future with you.
Certainly. Worlds.com, or Worlds Incorporated, and the symbol is WDDD, has been a pioneer and leader in the 3D virtual world market starting back in 1994. The company created the first 3D virtual worlds with Steven Spielberg for Starbright Foundation for Children in Hospital, and has worked with strategic partners such as IBM, Visa, New York Yankees, Aerosmith, David Bowie, and other well-known international brands, including the first launch of a 3D world in China with Coca-Cola. The company creates social network 3D virtual worlds, and as such filed for patent applications in November of 95 rather, and has been issued from that date forward 8 patents. The patents cover the methods by which people interact in what is now referred to as MMOGs, or massive multi-user online games. That industry is a $16 billion industry with multiple thousands and hundreds of thousands of players each month. Just yesterday, Forbes announced that Activision released the Call of Duty, the newest version, and it generated $1 billion in sale in the one day. So it is the largest entertainment media sector currently out there, and Worlds patents cover that marketplace across the board, and Worlds happens to be in patent litigation against Activision Blizzard at this time, represented by a Texas law firm that is international, Sussman & Godfrey, LLP, who have successfully litigated against Activision, Microsoft, and Sony on other similar patents and have successfully won. So that is the principal business of the company currently.
When those come through on your side of the fence, that's going to really put you in a dominating spot in the $16 billion market, which to me is embryonic at this stage. There's a lot of room to grow. Would you agree on that?
Well, absolutely. If you look at statistics today, the growth of the online gaming industry is projected to grow in excess of 23 million to 25 million over the next few years. Our patents extend into that period of time. It's the new entertainment medium in which people are spending more, or getting more, let's say, for the dollar they spend. So if these new games are $60 or $70, they receive many, many hours versus a movie for a 2-hour experience or an album that's played repeatedly, but not the same as the experience of a video game. And as I said earlier, the method by which WDDD is able to maintain, through these technologies, massive groups of people playing against each other around the world is the core of what the 8 patents cover.
Talk to me about the social communities, the virtual worlds.
Well, what the company has done is spun off its operating company into a separate public company called Worlds Online. You can visit the site, worldsonline.com, and the social interaction in a virtual 3D social network where people can watch videos, assume an avatar, play with each other, dance with each other, play games, transact with each other with virtual clothing is, in my opinion, the next level. We've seen this, obviously, in the games. It's been quite successful. We've seen it with Zanga. We've seen it with Farmville. These are smaller iterations of these virtual worlds. So what we are now doing as the next level is to integrate or have a confluence of social media, entertainment, and interactive TV. As more people watch TV with their second device, tablets, and smartphones while watching the TV, these interstitial relationship between what's on screen, which is also what is online, allows the user to become part of the program. We're starting to see that now with the programs such as The Voice and The X Factor and American Idol, where people are participating in the voting. Now imagine that you're actually part of the program because your avatar is online, but that online image is now broadcast to the rest of the world. So this is the area that we are directing the audience, too, which we see is the confluence of social media and interactive TV, as I said. And the big play is advertising, and using this as a new advertising paradigm, which is interstitial to the entertainment content, which rewards the user for engaging with the advertiser's brand in an entertaining way versus as something that is adjacent to their search or their text in an email as Google does.
You are pioneers in a brand new frontier. I'm sure that there's the numbers that you stated are very conservative. I would venture to say this is going to be over $1 trillion. But let's get into the money part for just a second here. And by the way, WORX is World Online, right?
Correct.
7 cents a share, ladies and gentlemen. Wait 1 second. WDDD is world.com, 16 cents a share. Or actually, excuse me, 17. I'm looking at it on the screen. Let me pause for just a second. That's a lot more money that's even in the film and the television industry. In this, talk to our audience so they can start to connect the dots and do the math themselves. Talk to us about the licensing fees. What are they looking for that would translate into revenue stream for your company in a dominating spot within this sector? Well,
you can extrapolate numbers from royalties that could be anywhere from 2% of a $16 billion industry up to 8%. It could be more than that, but let's say the mean average is 5%. So if you discounted the market of $16 billion as the industry stands today and bring it down to $8 billion, and you took 5% of that, you're talking hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars. The market capitalization is a pittance of that. So the upside potential is enormous here. And we believe, as does Sussman and Godfrey, who are representing us, that this will ultimately be a successful litigation, and that goes across the board for others that are in this space. And as I said, there are many people in the online space, and as you alluded to before, it is growing quite rapidly at this point.
It is, and you know, I can see that this is actually going to overtake what's really normally known now as broadcast, because now that you can, when I had our television show, when we added the interactive part of it, it was exploded. So you're taking that to a whole new higher level of not only just the technology and bringing in the audience with this, but also allowing advertisers to participate with you, because then you had mentioned something about being able to pick out different outfits in, let's say that you've got I think you brought up Dick Clark, right?
Correct. Well, for an example, in an interactive TV scenario, if you had a dance program in a virtual world where you, the user, can select what clothes you want to wear, what jacket or pants, they obviously would be designer clothes or pants. You pay for virtual goods, which is another growing multi-billion-dollar industry right now. Nominal amounts, 25 cents, 50 cents. Then you buy your dance moves, and then you're selected by the audience to participate in the contest. And the contest rewards you, which is subsidized by the revenue coming in from the purchase of the merchandise as well as the advertising revenue. So now you can tell your friends, tune into this channel, see me online, and vote for me.
That is going to go all around the entire spectrum of different types of shows. I can see that would be a very big hit with an audience that's already in on all the soap operas, let alone the financial shows. I can see where this is going to go. Amazing. All right, we only have a minute or two left. Before we get out of here, please, how does our audience participate or contact you or carry on the conversation? What would you suggest they do to find out more about this?
I would suggest that you can, one, pull up information if you are trading under WDDD or WORX, or you can visit our websites at worlds.com or worldsonline.com. You can have the experience, and you can send me an email personally at tom@worlds.com, and I'm happy to respond to you and take the time to go through what we've discussed on a summary basis during this conversation.
All right, Tom, thank you so much for coming on to the show. I wish you all the success, and I know I can't say that, but I have every confidence that this is going to be the next big news on the street. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you very much, Michael, as well.
My pleasure, and I want to give special thanks out to MUNC, Monk Media, and 1-800-PublicRelations.com for their PR support on the show. Thanks so much. We'll be right back on the other side of this segment with Nick Santiago, President, CEO of In the Money Stocks. We'll be right back.